My people, Pastor Jeremiah, whom have not spoken about Olori Naomi's case and every single thing that has been happening in the palace for a very, very long time, has finally come out to say something, and he is saying something to those people who are literally dragging Pastor Jerry Eze into what he doesn't know, according to him. That you should be careful of how you drag a man of God into something he does not know. So basically, you are saying that Pastor Jerry Eze has no right, or he has no tendency of being fair or being good to Olori Naomi, except they have something that binds them or something in common that speaks of a relationship, because he said that is practically what the internet is trying to say, that Pastor Jerry is the type of person that cannot be generous to someone, and except he has something or he has a history that manifest with the person. So now he's saying that, okay, oh, so now they're trying to say that those women, those widows that Pastor Jerry is built houses for, what history does he have with them? They should go and bring him the history so that he can also understand better why they are dragging Pastor Jerry Easy over this Olori Naomi's matter. Well, my people, the internet will always make things seem the way they want it to. But remember, oh, rumor does not spread if there is no smoke. Yes, they say there is no fire without smoke. And as it is right now, we don't want to be too pushy. Neither do we want to be the ones who started something that has no origin. The Olori started it. Yes, the Oni's wife started it. Whatsoever gave them an impression that there is something going on between Pastor Jerry Eze and Olori Naomi, and there are high tendencies of him being Prince Tedenikawo's father, must have been a strong instinct for them to bring it out. Because when Olori Toby Phillips brought this thing out, it was not just a mercy. She had proofs, she had moments they were both in Abuja, which of course it was true. Yes, from those moments they were in Abuja that she mentioned, it was actually true. She said she had evidence, she has things that she was going to release. But later on, she wanted to back off out of everything, and then she just sent an apology letter to Pastor Jerry Eze. Well, apology later proceeded. We saw how everything was going until Olivia Deronke wanted to shake table again by bringing out DNA test. And you know that from that DNA test, that is where every single thing was going to scatter if there was truly a DNA test, until the boy was presented at the Olojo festival and all of them said it is fine. Since he has been presented before the people, they would not be the ones to fight against the heir apparent to the throne. They would be the ones to stay there and wait for the moment where it will be known that he is not actually the heir apparent to the throne, because he is not Oni's child and another person owns him. That was their statement. And from their statement of waiting, Pastor Jerry Eze have single-handedly made it to the news himself, because from their process of waiting, they chose to stay off every single thing. They chose to stay off every single thing happening. And in their quest to stay off every single thing happening, it became very, very necessary that they understand exactly what it is or what will come. And from their point of understanding what it is or what will come, they patiently waited for that moment that is right. And the moment became the point where Pastor Jerry Eze called Prince Tedenikawo my son. You know how people get to interpret things. Even when Pastor Jerry Eze came out with a defense to say that he's a pastor, they don't expect him to address people the same way they address others addresses, and whosoever he calls his son is his son indeed. That was the only path the media picked. Every other path was left. This thing is just like when Governor Adeleke walked past the Oni to come back and greet him specially, because the Oni stretched his hand, he withdrew back and greeted other people, came back and greeted the Oni, and they stayed there for about minutes talking because he knew that the own is someone who he cannot just greet and pass. So he skipped him to come back. But what the media picked was that moment when Governor Adeleke walked away. They made it look like he ignored greeting the Oni, and it spreaded bitterly on the internet. So we have seen this thing spread. So trying to drag Pastor Jerry Eze by his neck is definitely what we are not doing. It is certainly what we are not doing. We are at that edge and at that path where we are patiently waiting for that moment where all of these things will be revealed, and we will see them in fact in broad daylight. Now Pastor Jeremiah is saying that whosoever calls Pastor Jerry Eze up out should be ready for whatsoever will be the consequences of wrongly accusing a man of God. Well, we don't know. We don't really know. We don't know which one is which. Neither do we even know how these things will play out. But one thing we know for sure, is the fact that every single thing happening here has a root. Yes, it has a root. And if you want to dig deep, if you want to investigate, if you want to go inside of what is happening, you would come to that point of realization that something linked onto another thing that has triggered these women to say or do whatsoever it is that they have done over time. So, my people, at this point, Pastor Jeremiah is not really defending, but he is saying that people who are quick to judge, people who are fast to spread rumors, people who are so fast to drag others by their neck should be very, very careful of what they spread out. Yes, they should be, because as days goes by, as time progresses, and as every single thing happens, they should know that who they are pulling around or who they are dragging around is a man of God, and there are consequences for dragging men of God. They say that words, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. So we should all know that whatsoever it is, if there is a truth, Pastor Jerry will definitely come out to say that this is what it is. But since there is none, the media should calm down on taking in false rumor and spreading what is not there. My people, this matter, it will come to a point of realization that people might be right or wrong. We say that when it comes to the palace matter, no 2 day fast to draw conclusions, so no 2 day fast to say any single thing, because whatsoever, once there is a smoke in the palace, we get to know that there is something hovering around that we definitely need to pay attention to. We don't need to buttress on the point, but we know very well that there is something about this matter, and the way it is not ending, there is something about it that is worth knowing.